Good morning, Bente, or good evening.
Thank you. I'm the only one? No. Three?
Us here. Hello, Shanna. How are you this morning, Shanna?
I'm great.
Good.
Other than I stepped on a wasp yesterday, and so I'm kind of limping around.
Mm.
Buggers. Yeah, I'm allergic, so I get a quite a burning internal itch and a lot of swelling, and it's right in
Oh,
the arch of
no.
my foot. So it's a really stupid spot. Hopefully they won't be as bad as last year, though. Holy snap. And last year they were absolutely insane, especially towards the end of summer when they're all stupid and getting ready to die and that. I had to paint my chicken coop, and I painted the chicken coop with about 65 wasps. They were landing on me, they were bouncing off me. It was just, oh, it was awful. So I'm hoping
Yikes.
that doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Dorinka.
Hello, Michael.
How you feeling, Michael?
I'm okay.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. Talking is still difficult.
Okay. Well, we'd also
Yeah.
do interpretive dance if you'd prefer. That would make our meeting really fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Welcome everybody to Office Hours here on June 27th. Um, as people can tell, my voice isn't quite back to what it normally will be, so you'll have to just bear with me at the moment. But I am here for you and all your questions. So, whatever we want to dive into today, I will do my best. If I can go the full hour, we'll do an hour. If I can't quite make that, then we'll see how far we get. But I've got water and I'm ready to go. So, who's got a tough marketing question that we can dive into today?
I do.
Hmm.
So I had mentioned to you that I'm doing a service proposal for the Cerebral Palsy of Alberta Association.
Hmm.
So I have presented them with an invite. They've accepted the invite. We've set a date. It's at the end of July.
Hmm.
So my question is my best way to keep engagement going leading up, keep touching in with them, leading up to the event, introducing them to the company, all the things that I feel like I should keep contacts and build some rapport prior to when they actually arrive.
So they're visiting your facility late July?
Yes. And they will be here to experience some of the program and ask questions and sort of put a starting point for some work together.
Hmm. And so you're kind of thinking about what to do in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, just to touch, just to start building that good relationship, introducing them to what we're up to, or people's results. Maybe I send them like some testimonial video. I'm not really sure, and that's sort of my challenge. I'm just getting into thinking about how I should nurture this relationship leading up to our first meeting.
Hmm. So I wouldn't be too pushy,
No.
right? Probably send um just sort of like a just reminder, here's my address stuff, and this is where we're located on the week of the visit.
Hmm.
Um I might do a an intro to the horses.
Okay. Yep.
So you could send an email.
Like a little virtual tour, sort of, and then meet them, see the
Yeah,
horses.
so you could meet each horse.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Could do video, or you could do a picture of each horse and then do a little write-up.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do too much else,
Okay.
right? How did this relationship start?
They approached me out of a clear blue sky.
So then they're aware, they're familiar with some of what you do. They've done their research to a
Yeah,
certain.
they researched the website and that's how they found me. And I've had two phone conversations, a couple of brief emails back and forth, and then the invitation, and then they accepted the invite. So we really don't know each other at all.
Hmm.
So
So
like, sorry.
yeah, I would wait probably till, the middle part of the month, somewhere between the 10th and the 15th,
Okay.
and then send off your, you know, just so we're clear, here's our amazing therapists or whatever, right? And you could send off a friendly connection to the horses.
Okay. Yeah, and then it's right before would be like their map to the place, their waivers to sign, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Challenge solved.
Yeah, I think that would be about the extent of it. If
Okay.
they're if someone's reaching out to you this way, from that type of an organization, they've already looked into you. They're familiar with some of what you do already, or else they wouldn't be reaching out,
Right.
right? So you don't have to do a whole lot of charming. They're already interested,
Okay.
right? It's
Yep.
like dating. If they're reaching out to you, if they're coming up to you in the bar, then they're already interested.
Okay. Sounds good, Michael. Thank you.
Ooh. One sec, guys.
Can I ask you a question, Shauna?
Me?
Mhm.
Sure.
Where are they coming from? Do you know?
They're coming from Edmonton.
Okay.
Actually,
So,
the my main contact does live in Sylvan.
oh,
Yes. But
okay.
their organization is Edmonton and Calgary, and now they're looking for Central Alberta partnerships.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how far is Edmonton from there?
I am an hour and a half between Edmonton and Calgary. I'm right dead center, 90 minutes.
Okay. So
Mhm.
they would just be coming for the day, that a day, right?
So like the team of them or their regular clients?
Whoever is coming that day at the end of July.
Okay. So that I believe would be some Edmonton members and her from Sylvan Lake. So they're kind of all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
What's that? What makes you think about that, Darinka?
Well, sometimes when some people come from like further place, are they going to be staying
Mm.
overnight? Can you suggest, you know what I mean? That's why I'm asking. Like, it makes a difference. Like, say if I was to come, like I'm going to Langley at the end of July, it's not never a day trip. It's overnight, and I include a few things. So it's
Yeah.
just a different way to make sure that all their needs are taken care of when they come to visit you.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Just kind of find out where the team's coming from and okay. I will look into that.
Yeah, that could be another email you could send out, Shannon,
Yeah.
and just say like, do you need me to help arrange like any hotel suggestions or
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Thank you guys.
Welcome.
great idea, Darinka. Hmm. Okay.
Or I guess always have a plan B because we have such interesting weather. The morning could be beautiful and things could change. So if you are stuck here, you're never stuck somewhere. If you're blessed to stay here for another or for an evening, these are some options.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's pretty easy to do in Sylvan Lake too, because we're a pretty major touristy destination.
Oh, nice. So it
Yeah.
would almost be nice if they would stay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Sylvan Lake's probably the one of the best lakes in all of Alberta.
Well, now I learned something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Come visit.
Perfect. Okay. So, anybody else have a business challenge they want to throw down on the table here?
I do. So I'm looking for suggestions. Like I'm getting good at doing posts, but I have a goal and I'm looking at July. I would like to grow, if you think it's a good idea, my Facebook page. We're just under 500,
Mm-hmm.
but my goal is by the end of August, I'd like to double it.
Mm-hmm.
So any suggestions on if you I'm sure the right call to action would encourage people to share the page, but just simple ideas that would be effective to grow my following.
Mm-hmm. So, first off, when anybody sets a goal like this, I always want to know why. What's in it for Dorinka? What's in it for Caribou Paws? Why do you want to grow from 500 to 1,000? What's the point? I guess is the question.
More local people, because even at our anniversary event, there was a few people that, and we've been here for 8 years, still don't know we exist. So just getting out there that there's that we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless there's another suggestion, like I was going to go to some events as the other company that I do, but well, with one, I couldn't even get in with that company, but I asked, can I get in by selling dog treats? And it's a huge car show here in 100 Mile House, and there's no cost to go to this event either.
Hmm.
And the gentleman said, you want a spot, you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do more events with the pet store this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a start.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question. You want to
I,
grow from 500 to 1,000 followers on your Facebook page, and my question is why?
I reach more people, right?
So are you connecting a larger following with then that equals more people in your local area know you?
Yeah.
Okay, so my challenge to that drink would be that I think that's a false premise
Okay.
because Facebook is a global network. So there's no reason that if you go from 500 to 1,000 that those 500 people are in your neighborhood.
Mhm.
True. No, I've gone through who are all following, and I I I don't know why some have followed. Like I mean, they're in another continent,
Hmm.
so you're correct there. So I don't understand why someone like that would like the page, and I don't have time to inquire or start a conversation because it's not going to end up with a sale.
No.
So,
So that's my point is that social media followers, that whatever that count is, we want it to be growing because it indicates people are finding what we do valuable. Okay. But it's a vanity metric beyond that,
okay.
meaning that if Bente was followed by 1 million people, but she's not making any sales, those two numbers are completely irrelevant. Like they're not connected to each other.
So quality, not quantity.
Mm, it's more about that. I like to track followers to indicate that what I'm doing is creating a sense of engagement and connection. But that's all it tells me is that somebody somewhere found what I did important and valuable
Okay.
enough to say, I want more from this person. But that's all a follow indicates. And the follow could be literally from anywhere on the planet. So they're non-indicative of a local business's market,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Right? Um, So I would suggest that if you want to figure out how to increase your local recognition and branding, that
Yes.
we brainstorm different ideas on how to track that
Okay.
or different ideas on how to do that. Because I don't think your Facebook following is going to indicate that you're going to get more well known in your area. I think that's a pretty tough connection to make. And you might grow from 500 to 1,000 followers and your sales still go down because you're not actually getting any local traction.
Okay.
Now, that's not to say that you can't, tag a friend in the neighborhood type of posts to get something or run contests on your social media pages to generate interest from the local area. Like those are all good ideas. Um, Doing some sort of audience swap with another local business, right? So we've partnered, for example, at Just About Pets with local flower shops. And we said, hey, if you share these specific posts, we'll share a bunch of specific posts for you, right? And we sort of cross seed our followings that way.
So are you physically going to this business and starting a conversation? How does that look?
Yeah, yeah. Or they're clients of ours, right?
Oh, okay, okay. I would have never thought of a flower shop. Any other suggestions other than a flower shop?
Well, so here's when you get to know your ideal client, right? So your client avatar, ladies, is the magic secret to opening up your your network, right? Your audience. So if you understand your client avatar, you know where else they go.
Okay.
So how well do you know your client avatar, Drinker?
I pretty much know where majority of mine all go. I can think of amazing, like even a hairdresser,
Mm-hmm.
specific type of coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's making it very clear. I know exactly who to contact.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
so if you want to grow your social media or you want to grow your local brand, then you can work with other companies that are already serving the client that you serve.
Okay. Perfect.
Start to figure out a way. Like you could go and say, for every sale that we have for this particular week, this coffee shop has given us a $5 gift certificate, right? And you could do cross promotions that way. And they could do things like that. You could um see if the coffee shop would host a um nutrition for your dog, right? The raw facts, hosted by Dorinka from Caribou Paws Pet, right? And you just use some of the education materials that are already provided to you by all these raw food institutions, and you use those to educate, right? The coffee shop gets a night where they're not very busy and they get to get, maybe 15, 20 people in. Right? So these are ways of knowing where your audience, knowing where your ideal client is hanging out and being there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
Yeah. So even in Bente's case, because she's way over you're in Denmark, right, Bente?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, And so Bente is way over in Denmark and she wants to grow an audience online and attract people for her life coaching business. But the fact is that even locally, there might be places where, ladies that are 60 plus that are, looking to get some fire back in their lives and get reignited and refine their passion again and set some life goals because life isn't over at 60. They've been told it is, but it's not, right?
I'm
And
79.
yeah,
I'm
and you're still ready to rock.
and my ears don't hear such stuff.
Mhm. Then she could probably find people in the local area that would be interested in having that conversation, right? She could put on a local workshop about how to find your passion. right? And market it to those ladies. So these are all ways that, remember, just because the internet exists, right? And that even our program focuses a lot on using social media content. It doesn't mean that your $1 million company isn't built brick by brick from your local community too. Right? The most important thing is cash flow. And whatever you have to do to get yourself to that $15,000 to $20,000 in monthly revenue kind of point so that you have cash flow to breathe is what you have to do. So this comes back to the 500 followers. Darinka, I don't think adding 500 followers to your Facebook page will indicate anything except that you've run some good follow my page campaigns. But if you naturally get there by doing some contests, working with local companies, the followers that you get will mostly be people that are actually in your area.
So just so that I fully understand, so say for example, I go to the local coffee shop and I sit down with them and say, hey, let's work together. I would indicate to them that if a customer purchased from them, they would give them a gift certificate for my shop and vice versa. Is that how I'm
So
thinking?
I would never enter into one of those relationships asking for anything from them. So
Okay.
you always want to give first. So
Okay.
I would go in with the idea that, pardon me. I would go in with the idea of saying, hey, do you guys mind if I market for your company to my audience? Because I know they love your coffee shop. Would it be okay if we did some marketing for you?
Okay.
Okay. And they would say, well, what do you mean? Well, I own Caribou Paws Pet Foods. A lot of our clients love your coffee shop, and I was hoping to run a promotion to generate some business for me. Would you be open to giving away a $5 gift certificate or a free muffin with the purchase of something else? Maybe we get 30 of them or we get 50 of them. And would that be okay that I gave those away for a week?
So is there any cost from me or just so that
No.
I know? So they're saying, okay, let's do this, and then I incorporate that into my post, correct?
Yeah, so the idea here is that you're building a relationship. Okay? So you want a relationship full of reciprocity, which means you can't start by asking them for something
Mhm.
beyond explaining what you can do for them, right? This is just like the dating thing that I was referencing before with Shanna. Okay. So great marketing is a long game. There's always short burst campaigns within great marketing, but great marketing is a long game. I didn't convince Brandy, well, she didn't convince me actually, to date her the first time we met. She played the long game, right? And kudos to her. She did a very good job. But it was just the fact that, um, if you go into that coffee shop and you find out if they'd be willing to, they've got to honor the muffin or whatever they're giving away. But the idea here is that then you're going to go on your social media and you're going to go to your email database and you're going to talk about them, right? Hey, anybody that comes in between the, July 7th and 14th, right? We're giving away these free muffin coupons or certificates or whatever from XYZ coffee shop. So why don't you come in this week, get your food, and get your free gift certificate or free, thing. And you do it that way.
Okay.
So that the coffee shop has to do nothing. It costs them nothing until somebody actually redeems the coupon, which is the exact marketing that you want.
And I create that coupon for them, correct?
Oh, if they
Like,
want to create the coupon, that's fine. That's fine.
okay.
Right? Whatever. If you say,
Okay.
sure, I could whip up a coupon, or if they want to do it, maybe they've got branding they like to do, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
The real fact is that there is a piece of marketing that's going out and social media posts and branding that's going out that talks about this coffee shop. And it's being recommended by a completely different company in the local area, right? You can connect to the coffee shop. You can say, and hey, if you want to share these posts to your own audience, that would be great. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? So this is how you build a real relationship.
Okay. Within the community. Okay.
Yeah. And then after that week, maybe there's a 10-day, obviously you want some sort of, we have to redeem this coupon within these 10 days or whatever, so they can figure out how it worked. They might say, yeah, this worked great. We had some good extra days there, right? We saw a bunch of people we hadn't seen before, or whatever it was.
Okay.
Or, we had 30 of these little coupons, 22 of them came back. That's really good. Is there anything else you want to do? Like, is there any other ways you want to cross promote, right? Then you start the dialogue and the relationship.
Thank you.
Hmm. But this is the way you get access to their social media following, which ideally would be local. And you grow your following from local people
Okay.
How did you get access to their social media though?
because they're sharing it.
Oh,
So if Just About Pets shared Confident Kids Canada's post, I just put your post on my social media page.
I see. Yeah.
And naturally, people are going to go and follow through. Okay, what's Confident Kids Canada?
Right. Okay.
They
Yeah,
might
because
even say, hey, Confidence Kids Canada and Just About Pets are doing a promotion together. Just About Pets is actually talking about it. And they're referencing Confidence Kids Canada.
Okay. Yeah.
This is why doing those celebratory events are great, like the two of you ladies talked about, right? Like Bente, this would be why even doing an online launch of my coaching business would be fun. Even if it's a digital room like this, even if it's a Zoom room and it's just people in conversation and you're just getting a group of 25 or 30 people together for your business launch. You can get other businesses to cooperate and jump in too, right? To do different things. So if you do another event, Dorinka, you could get this coffee shop to provide the coffee and the snacks, right? If you do another birthday event, if you build that relationship, you know, if there's a cool local independent pizza place, Shanna, right? You want to do an event, would that pizza place work with you and give you a discount on the pizza or provide the pizza and be there and hand out promotional material for their company?
Okay.
Right? Never forget, most small businesses in the local area, most small businesses in general, are always looking for ways to whore themselves out for free.
Yeah.
They think that time is less valuable than money.
Okay.
That
That's
makes
really
sense?
helpful. Yeah. Good. Good question, Darinka.
Who knew?
you're welcome.
Who knew that a simple question of going from 500 to 1,000 followers would unpack all this, right?
Yeah.
But
But this
makes
is why I ask why. Because
yeah,
what's
no,
the point? Because from going to 500 to 1,000 followers is irrelevant unless Darinka has a reason to do it, right? And that reason was, well, I want to be more well known locally. That's
well,
what unpacked this, right?
so the local, I'm gonna go back. So the local feed store, which has been open about as long as we have, and yes, they offer more items. Like they've got over 2,000, like 2.7 thousand. And when they do a post, the comments and the engagement is huge. So I guess that's part of the reason I'm thinking, well, if I had that many,
Hmm.
right? So that's part of where it was coming from. And at the same time, I'm also thinking, how did they do that? Like, how did they get so many people liking their page without me just walking up to them and saying, hey, how did you do it? Right?
What's the name of the place?
FH Farm and Feed. I will say they've got a half decent website. They really don't do a whole lot of social media posts at all. Not a whole lot. They're not consistent and they don't have Instagram.
Mhm. Okay, well, let's look. Because here's the thing, you guys, is we don't need to ask. We could just look. Okay, can you ladies see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we can now.
This is them.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
They had a lot of name changes.
Hmm.
Good on you, Shauna. My glasses are apparently not good enough. I'm trying to read the small print.
Yeah, well, that's always going to get a lot of comments. Little girl giving a tour of the store. That works. Yeah, so I mean, this is a lot of um, easy to engage with material, right? Plus, my guess is that they're one of these like young couples that have kind of growing a farm and they're in that sort of farm to table kind of world, right, Drinka?
It is, and
Yeah.
they're blessed to have, they wouldn't have what you're looking at if it wasn't for their parents. Their parents are forking out all the money right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my guess is that one of the things that they've tapped into is that whole movement about self-sufficiency, right?
Yes.
Like doing your own farming and all that kind of stuff. So they've tapped into subculture, right? And that always helps when it comes to commenting. But yeah, I mean, besides stuff like this that's obviously heartstrings, I don't see anything here that's indicating they get a ton of traction, Darinka. Right? I don't see anything here that would indicate that. But they're young, they've got a following, they use their kids. Don't forget too that these 6 shares, these might be, or these 6 likes, these could also be people in their family, all that kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
Hello, Lisa.
Hi there. Nice to be back. Nice to see you.
You too. If they do a lot of horse stuff too, as Shanna can attest to, that's also a very um, vibrant subculture.
And it's huge up here. It
Yeah.
is.
And it tends to interact quite a bit with social media posts as well. But I wouldn't say they're generating much business from their social media.
Yeah, they're not telling us anything.
No.
I don't think they have a coach. Maybe you should talk to these guys, Michael.
No, I've got my person in the area. Her name's Dorinka.
I do know that they travel to somewhere in Alberta. I'm not sure exactly where, but they pretty much pick up their inventory. They've got a truck and a trailer and they go and pick up. Whereas I've really refined. Um, I don't go down to the coast near as much as I used to because I understand the cost and the wear
Yeah.
and tear of my vehicles. So I've connected with enough people that will bring up what I need. So, and with Anipet delivering right to our property, it's made a huge difference.
Yeah, so and I would just say to you, Dorinka, that in their particular case, I don't think their 3,000 followers here are an indication of anything except that um their page has been around a while and it initially was not about their feed store. It was about their farming stuff, my
Okay.
guess. If you were to scroll down 4 or 5 years, I'll bet what they're posting is all about their journey in the farming world and talking about their kids and that type of thing. This page is set up more like we're building a local farmstead as influencers style page than it is actually as a feed store business page,
Okay.
which is why their following would grow because they're tapping into that subculture. But that obviously didn't work for them because they moved away from it.
Well, where they had the feed store, it's like what sort of I'm doing. They had it on the property, which there is another one in another area. And there was nothing wrong with it. They're on 40 acres.
Mhm.
They have the place, but the young lady that started it and operating it, she couldn't set hours. And her parents said, you need to find a retail location because she was having people come at all hours,
Yeah.
right? And this is still somebody's home.
Mhm.
It's her parents' home. So I think that's what started her trying to find a read. But her mother has made it very clear. She's got 6 months for this to make them money, but they spend way more than they're making.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I wish them luck. From what I understand, they've got extremely high quality feed for farm animals. I do see, and I've heard that, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I would not compare what you're doing to what they're doing,
Okay.
right? Yours is very specific.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and so I wouldn't worry about the 500 followers thing. I'd worry about cross promotion to your local community.
Yeah, that and with Keith Lloyd, he had some really good suggestions as well. So thank you for finding someone as brilliant as he was to
Hmm,
help. No, he was very, very, he made an amazing effort. He did.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about you, Bente? Is there something we can tackle for you today?
Ah, I, I'm looking forward to receive these things I have Tom and Aaron sent to you to be opened up so I can, and also to know where they are inside of your hiding place. I call it hiding place. Just to get started by knowing the stuff I have and what it can be used for.
Well, as I've said, I mean, we shared your landing page with you, so you can share your landing page. And the automation sequences work.
The landing page is under review by somebody. So I'll take that separately with you, because it shall be a little different.
Okay, let me
And
pull it
I
up.
just opened a mail from you where you wish to have my URL, and I don't know any number of that. And also, I don't have a logo, so I can't give you back the information you need to for me to be accepted or something.
No, it doesn't. It's just the logo is just about for use inside marketing stuff.
Yes, I understand. But then when I don't have anything, I can't send it to you.
So here's your landing page right here.
Yes, and it shall only be one now, and also the 4 PDFs that will follow are going to have a little other wording. And you know what, Michael? When I copied it or printed it, there were pages in there that was like it was the pages that
Actually,
I print is not, it has 3 or 4 pages that is not in the URL or in that place.
let's see here. Because your vision blueprint, this is the email that you sent me when I downloaded it. So
Yeah,
you download the
yeah,
guide.
yeah, but they are because this lady tells me to have only one free webinar and then go directly into selling. Those words are okay. It is the letter that is following.
So you talk about emails right now, Bente?
Yeah, those emails shall be a little changing on, and I'll try to do it. I don't know how, but I'll try to find out how to do it, because the downloads are too far up. It should be on the bottom, so people know more about whatever is in the.
Are you talking about this email right here or the landing page, sweetie?
No, in the email. There are 4 emails that comes to say hello to the
There's
one.
there's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 3 that signs up, and they have to be changed. And also next time in end of this month, we're looking into the 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 itself, me and those words, the 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 landing page, whatever you call it. Because to see if anything there shall be streamlined, and I miss one orange thing on the end. After that, it is there now. It wasn't when I
It's not working though. Why isn't it? Oh, there it is.
no, that was also, yes.
So that's all here. Changes to your lead magnet. If you want to make any changes to this, I mean, we have graphic designer people on staff, Bente, that can edit this for you.
Yeah, no, I'm I know about the 3 pages that we went through together.
Hmm?
And now in the end of next week, I'm off to a silent place. So, and then the week after, we will on Monday. Then we will or even later, we will go into the lead magnet and see if that is okay before I use it. It shall
Yeah.
be, and if they are interested in writing it out, you try to write it out, the lead magnet itself, then you will see what I'm talking about. That is the blue blueprint, the lead magnet.
Mm-hmm.
No, is that what you call the lead magnet? With the
Yes.
girl? No, okay. What are you calling the other one? The first, that
So
is
this is your landing page.
landing page, yes. So if you write that out, you will see there comes more sides out than on the what you're showing me.
I'm not sure what you mean, Bente.
No, but if you put that into a machine and write it out, then you'll see what I'm talking about. It is not the same. There is 2-3 pages extra. That is not necessary to
So
have.
this is, you're talking about if you print out your lead magnet.
No, a landing page.
Well, the landing page, you don't print these.
No, I know, but if you are curious and want to have it or something, then it comes with 3 pages too much. That it isn't correct. But people never write never try to write out the landing page. I hear you say, yeah.
Yeah, I know they wouldn't write this out or they wouldn't print this. So they're just going to look at this on their phones or their computers. That's it.
Yeah, okay, then I'll forget to. But then to have the last orange thing fixed, it would be good.
Yeah, that button works.
The last one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ah, magic.
Mm.
But anyhow, I need. Um, I would like to have her also to look into that landing page. So because she had good eyes for the 3 letters, wording. She was very good in the wording. So by the end of the month, I'll tell you.
Okay.
And I'll try to fix those 3 pages before that, and I'll send them to you.
The emails that you want to send?
Yes, I'll
So now
prepare.
when I click this button, this isn't a webinar you're sending me to. This is a personal one-on-one conversation, right?
Yes, and it will be that the first one, but it's not 5. It is just 1 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
And
right here, this is book your free spot on Vision webinars. You're not selling a webinar. So
no,
I would be pitching this very differently if I were you.
yeah, that is what we are changing. We are calling it something else.
Mm-hmm.
And because, like she's told me, you can give away one thing, but not too much, because to giving, they don't get interested. So then I'll have that for 1 hour, and I'll end it by selling the SCC, the the the
Self-confidence camp.
yes, thank you.
Okay.
Do you know what? In the afternoon, and it's hot here, my head stops. Call me at 7 in the morning, Danish time. I'm awake.
No problem, Bente. Okay, perfect. Well, you just keep us updated on what you need fixed, and then we'll find a way.
Yes, thank you. And I've sent you this logo. So if you can make a nice logo, the only logo I have is me on the staircase
Oh, that
in
image, yes.
yeah. So if that can be a logo, I'd love that.
Okay, perfect. Lisa, how about yourself?
Well, I was just, pardon me, checking in. I've been busy the past few weeks and I didn't get to come. So I was just checking in to see what's going on with everyone. And I'm
Hmm.
still doing my thing with my partner, reading from the book,
How's that
90
going?
days every day. We're on day 52. So at the end of that, we're going to do a challenge to introduce whoever's following us to Napoleon Hill and then invite them to the book club. So
Hmm.
we've still got, we're at 52 and it's 90 days. So we're just waiting for that to be done and we'll carry on with the plan.
How has the traction been on that?
Um, it's not the greatest. There's some people watching on YouTube, like it's on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. Um, so yeah, people are starting to get interest, but it's all new. So I understand it's going to take a while to get people interested. And I started posting, from Opus clips where you can make these little clips with the captions underneath,
Hmm.
these little videos. So from our 90 days talks in the morning when we read, I'm making clips out of that and posting that just because, the captions get people's attention and it's short. So, trying with that. And I don't know. Any other suggestions?
What's the Facebook page you're using again, Lisa,
Um,
for
it's
this?
under, it's Lisa Barron. And then under that, I have, I think, a page called NHI Mindset. So I think it's on the mindset one. I couldn't do it on the main page, which kind of is disappointing because I have more followers there.
Mhm. Okay, so is this what I'm looking at right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and here's one of the readings, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. See, there's not much action here.
Hmm. Not a lot of interaction.
But it's okay because now I have all that content that I can make into little clips and that can get some maybe attention on TikTok or YouTube shorts because I can make them like 30 seconds or 60 seconds or whatever I want. I can decide how long they are.
Hmm.
And then I
So have you
was,
thought about what it would take to get this following up?
um, yeah, what would it take? How am I going to do that?
Well, I mean, getting these posts to pop probably means you're going to have to pay for it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So, you can boost some of these posts,
okay.
right?
Yeah,
You can directly ask for more followers. You could run a Facebook likes campaign to increase the amount of likes.
okay. How do I do that?
So those are all ads manager possibilities,
Oh, okay. I
right?
see. Yeah.
Um, so for example, so this is Albert Whale's company here.
Mm-hmm.
and we took him from 0 to 1.4 thousand
Yeah.
likes in about a month.
Oh, all right. And so was that paying for it?
Hmm.
And how much do you spend on a boost?
So this was buying a likes campaign
Okay.
and doing some post boosts.
Okay.
So I could put together what that looks like,
Okay.
but certainly if you want to grow this following and increase the amount of traction you get, there are some paid ways of doing it
Okay.
that improve speed.
Okay. Because I think the most of the people who are following this are just people who I know at
Hmm.
NHI. They're my friends and colleagues and stuff.
Yes, you're
So
preaching to the choir.
that's right. Yeah. And
So
it's
one of
nice
the things
that they're
that's going to
there, but
happen,
yeah.
one of the things that has to happen, and we talked about this earlier with Drinka and Shanna as well, is that in your case, and of course in Bente's case, the more specific the client you want to talk to, the easier it is to pull them out and call them out on social media,
Yeah.
right? So in Bente's case, she's got this lead magnet for, people that are 50 plus. But in talking to Bente, she's really more interested in working with women, and 50 plus might be a little young. Like we're talking 60, 65 plus,
Hmm.
right? And when you can do that, you can tailor in, you can super zoom in tight on who your audience is. And
Okay. Well,
that allows you
I was
to
talking with
customize your message.
Denise, my partner, and we were talking about that, and we thought we would like to have women who are about 40 and maybe their kids are just finishing up high school and stuff like that, and they need something to do in their life because they don't need to take care of the kids like they used to.
Hmm.
So that would be women 40 up who are housewives or mothers or, yeah, stuff like that. I know you can choose um, some of those demographics in Facebook when you're setting up.
Yep. And so here's the thing I want to say, okay,
Okay.
is that when you pursue the um, sort of 40 to 50-year-old, well, anything from essentially women that are 43 to 60,
Hmm.
you are going after the most sought after demographic in the world. Okay.
Okay.
Because these women have some of them are empty nesters, as you just put it, Lisa. They've got some more time on their hands. They're also in the greatest wealth curve of their lives for the most
Yeah.
part. Everybody wants them as a customer. And that's not that it's a bad thing. That's fine. It's just know that you're in a very competitive market. And as coaches, you're going after the ideal customer for tens of thousands of other coaches.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
let that sink in for a moment. Okay, the
So we need to
50-year-old
narrow it
woman with
down.
spending money, not sure what to do with her life anymore, is
Yeah.
the most important customer in North America's entire marketplace. She's
Okay.
buying the Porsches. She's going on vacations. She's buying nice shoes. She's the one doing the grocery shopping at home still. She's looking to sell her home and maybe downsize or upgrade. They have the biggest section of wealth, and they're the most sought after customer for you and tens of thousands of other businesses.
Hmm.
And so what you have to do to attract her attention is stand out on what problem you solve so vividly, so starkly versus everybody else that they can't help but notice you.
Yes.
And I'm being sort of blunt and on the nose about this because I don't want you ladies to get stuck chasing your tails by identifying this woman and then just talking about life goals. It won't be enough.
Okay.
She needs you to solve a super specific, very tight problem to get her attention.
Okay.
Something down to the point of, let's say I wanted to use my marketing company to attract that customer. I might have to, Lisa, I might have to go as tightly as going, um, the the 10 money-making email templates that every life coach, that every female life coach who wants to attract 50-year-old women must have in order to make their business thrive. Buy these for $2.
Mhm.
Right? So it's super specific. I'm only interested in women life coaches. I'm only interested in life coaches that are talking to 50-year-old women. I'm only interested in life coaches that are using email as a way of attracting people. If you're not sending email to women who are in their 50s and you're a life coach, you will not pay any attention to that post. And that's one out of what? Maybe every 200,000 people, maybe every million people.
Yeah. Okay.
So my point is that it's fine to talk about that customer, but the reality of the marketplace is that that is a highly sought after client. And your page won't grow, Lisa, unless you're solving a super specific problem that that woman is going to go, ooh, I have to follow this page. My
Okay.
life is better because I follow this page.
Okay. So I'll have to think about that.
And the reason this is happening is because we have to blame Russell Brunson, we have to blame Dean Graziosi, we have to blame Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins because they took a huge wide net, right, and turned 2% of the entire planet into people in the information and marketing space.
Yeah.
Right? They built massive companies based on these broad marketing principles, but now they've taught it to millions of people, right? You're up
Yeah.
against millions, not a few
Yeah.
thousand life coaches anymore, millions of them. And so
Mhm.
now you have to get super specific in who you're talking to and how you're going to solve a problem for them, or else you sound like the other 3,000 people that are marketing to them on their social media pages.
Okay.
So the
Mm.
hard work, ladies, Bente and Lisa specifically, because Shanna and Drink are in a different concept. The
Yeah.
hard work is to understand your unique selling proposition. What is your USP? What is the thing that's going to make you different? And that is brainstorming, and that is writing all this stuff down and throwing some of it by me, and I'll give you my feedback. But the fact is that
Okay.
if you guys don't have super unique angles on what it is that you're offering, it can't just be NHI, ladies. It's not enough. It won't be enough. I mean, the unfortunate part is that Bente wants to do, I mean, she wants to touch on millions of lives, and that's beautiful and amazing. But unless her message is super tight and super focused, those millions of people won't know to raise their hand and say, I'm your
Yeah,
person.
that is why I wish you please to read the papers you got from Tom and Aaron. It's me. I can't open them. Um,
I didn't get any papers from them, Bente. I just
yeah,
got the,
yeah, you got the squares. You got a square with with different papers.
okay, I'll take a look.
Well, I sent it to you, but I can't open it anymore. So I think when it was transferred to you, then I don't know.
It's not, well, as Bente, like you and I talked about last week, it's not about your story. It's about what does your story solve for somebody else?
To like to look at yourself in the mirror and to
Why?
love yourself.
But why? What does that solve?
Solve it. My
Hmm.
goodness. Then you start to smile, and then you have start to be grateful, and then you start to look around, and then you start to
Why?
it's inside. It starts
But people,
to
so
open
but the
up
tricky part
inside.
is that still doesn't solve a problem for me, right? I'm hungry. Literally, Michael is hungry all the time because I can't eat food. So I'm hungry all the time. If somebody could show up and solve that problem for me, make food taste like something again besides wood, that would be great. If I could swallow, right, something that would be a problem solved. They can tell me all about smiling and being happy and being grateful in life. None of it matters until that's a specific problem that's being solved. The reason NHI did so well in the first place was because Cleona showed up with a problem that she was solving. We're going to redefine the personal development space. We're going to create the Napoleon Hill Institute, not Napoleon Hill's teachings from somebody else. It's an institute based on his principles. It's a school about Think and Grow Rich. That grabbed a whole bunch of us by the butt and made us show up because nobody had done it before. It was a unique selling proposition. It was solving a problem in the marketplace that we could all feel, right, that hadn't been solved. Napoleon Hill Institute's actual actual teachings being given out by people that are certified to give out Napoleon Hill stuff, not regurgitated, not reformatted, not taking the concepts and then rewriting them in Bob Proctor's vein or somebody else's. It's him. It solved the unique problem. Now we can all go into like what happened afterwards and everything else, but that was why it took off so fast to begin with, is that it was a unique selling proposition for something. So Bente, it's not enough to help people make them feel grateful because they're going to say, why would I care? What problem does that solve for me? People are naturally selfish. They're self-interested. And we can debate all we want whether that's a good or a bad thing, but that's the way people buy. So if they
Just
want to buy the success
to
kit,
yeah, to get them up in the morning and smile to oneself when they are not doing that. That for me, that was heaven. I almost killed a girl that said, Bente, I envy you. You don't need to work anymore. And work was my love, because there I got both money and good words.
mm-hmm.
And then when I lost my working ability, I and I'm so proud of myself still, because I managed to say, that is your wish, not mine.
Mm-hmm. But
So
it's
it,
still about we have to figure out, so what is, if you're looking at a whole group of women that are 60 plus that have lost all these things in their lives, right? They're not sure what to do, they're running out of passion. We have to flip all of those sort of attributes into problems to solve. And
yeah,
then we start to develop from there a unique selling proposition, a unique message that's going to make me say, ah, I have to go work with Lisa. I have to
yeah.
work with Bente. They have the secret ingredient that I've been missing to solve this specific problem.
I was 37, not 60, when I lost my working ability.
Sure.
Mm.
But my point is that we have to pick a specific demographic, a specific person, and market to that person. So at Just About Pets, my pet company, our grooming room, our ideal client, her name is Margaret. Margaret is a 53-year-old East Abbotsford empty nester, right? She has, mid-20s children, and she drives a Porsche Cayenne. She has a golden doodle, and she's very much interested in some alternative methods of medicine. So she's into chiropractic and acupuncture. She's open-minded. That I have a whole list of who Margaret is, and I've been marketing to Margaret for a
I
decade.
remember that from NHI. Some
Oh, is
years
there so like that?
ago.
So we call her Margaret. And you want to know who my grooming room is full of? Margaret's. All these women that are like 46, 47, all the way to 60 that drive expensive SUVs, that have doodles, that like my grooming room is full of that woman, right? It pumps out 2 grand in grooming every single day, like clockwork, which is a lot for a dog grooming salon.
Mm.
And so it pumps out $2,000 a day, and it's full of those women. 6, 7 years ago, we were doing about $800 a day in grooming.
Fantastic.
right? So the more specific you get, the easier it is to solve that person's problems. And so all four of you, I want you to think about who this ideal client is that you want to serve. And think about it in one of two ways. Either what is your unique way of solving problems for them, right, Lisa? Like, what's your unique selling proposition? Or if that's difficult, if you're finding that really challenging, go, okay, what are the problems that they have that I can solve? So when you think about your client avatar, you can think about it in two ways. Either how you approach them, your unique selling proposition, or think about it as what are their challenges, problems, what are the things that they're running into that I'm really good at solving?
I have this, why I am the Queen of Vision is for them to reignite their vision, their imagination, and let them have a goal. Because a goal will get them up in the morning.
Yes.
So that is the reason why I do not promote NHI, because a goal they know. So that is why I also have my company, yourwantsnow.com. So to because when they are, you make them 60 now. Some people, what do you want? What are you dreaming about?
Mm-hmm.
So that is my Queen of Vision.
I love it. I just think that when you're talking about a woman who's 50 years old, Bente, versus a woman who's 60 years old, they have different problems,
Mm.
right? They have there's different things that they're running into. And so it's hard to build marketing that speaks to both of those demographics.
Mm.
It might seem like not much, it's only 10 years, but that's a huge difference in what people are doing with their lives.
Oh yes, I'm
Right?
sure.
So Lisa, I didn't mean to sort of jump on my soapbox when we talked about your Facebook page, but I hope this was helpful.
Yeah, well, so I've been making a course with Cynthia
Hmm.
Greathouse, and it's called Think and Grow Rich Decoded.
Hmm.
So Think and Grow Rich is a book that you have to study. It's not a book you can just read once, right?
Sure.
And so we have decoded it to make it easier for you
Love it.
to learn it faster, right? So that's the point of that course. And, I got some workbooks and stuff to go with it. And so for every chapter, we recorded like a 1 hour video. And I think we've got like 3 or 4 chapters left, and then we're done. So that's one thing I have. And then this other thing I have is using a memory hack to remember. So in Think and Grow Rich, there are 121 bits of information. And so I made a course using a memory hack so that you can recall those pieces
Hmm.
of information. Like, for example, the 13 principles in order, backwards and forwards. Because if you know them on the snap of a finger, you can embody them more in your life, right? And
Sure.
make faster results. So, right away, the first one: desire, faith, auto-suggestion, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, mastermind, sexual transmutation, subconscious, brain, and sixth sense, right? So, if you can do that for all 120 important bits of information, that's going to make you have success faster. And I think all the Napoleon Hill fans are going to love that
And
and want to
so who do you want to
jump on
market
that.
it to?
I think I would like to market it to maybe female entrepreneurs, because it's a lot of entrepreneurs love Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich.
So here's the way I would look at that. What sounds better to you guys, and what would you pay more for? What was it, memory hacks you called it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, memory hacks, right? Solve each and every, or get simple and quick solutions to memorize all of Napoleon Hill's key concepts in under 30 minutes. Let's
Yeah.
just say,
Yeah. Well, I
right?
made a 12-week course
Okay.
to
So
get all
in
120
this
things.
digital course,
Yeah.
or right, how to hack your memory, right? Or how to hack Napoleon Hill's
Yeah.
brain.
Like you can
Hack
learn
Napoleon
those
Hill's brain, right?
principles that I just said, you can learn them in about 10 minutes,
Sure. And
right?
so what I'm saying is that if you were to say how to hack Napoleon Hill's brain, you know, the how to memorize the 121 key success principles from Think and Grow Rich in this, in this video course, right? So you don't have to spend 72 hours reading the book.
Right.
You could frame it that way. Or you could also say how to hack Napoleon Hill's brain, how to get all of these pieces of the 121 success tips and everything else for female entrepreneurs 55 plus.
Okay.
What's going to sell more, the first one or the second one? Number two.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to charge 5, 6, 10 times the price.
Yeah, I want to
And
charge
here's the thing, Lisa, is
10K
you don't
for that.
change the course. All you
Okay.
change is the marketing.
Yeah.
And then you go for entrepreneurs who are just getting started, female entrepreneurs running their first business. It's now a different course,
Hmm.
right? Frosted Flakes is the same bloody cereal. It's made by the same place. There's 6 different boxes of Frosted Flakes, all called something else on the shelf. They're all fucking Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, it's all the same, just marketed to a different person.
Correct. If you had, so what I'm getting at, ladies, is that when you're building out your lead magnets, when you're building out your programs, remember, build them for a specific person. And then if that means, okay, I either re-record this for beginning entrepreneurs, which is, I've already made the course once, it's not a big deal, or I just record different intros
Yeah.
and different front-end marketing for different demographics. That's when you're an entrepreneur, Lisa, is you're taking the same product and you're just twisting it to mold it into the frame that's going to work for Shanna. And then
Hmm.
you're saying for men, right?
Yeah.
Are you stuck running your second business? Are you frustrated? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right? So for male entrepreneurs, 45 plus that are stuck, whatever. So what I'm getting at is that it's the specificity of your marketing and your messaging that's going to pull out the right clients for you. Right? Shanna's program is not going to change whether it's cerebral palsy people going through her program or autistic young people going through her program. But the market to parents that have cerebral palsy kids is different than marketing to kids that are on the spectrum. Those are 2 different sets of problems
Yeah.
parent is facing. And here's let me change. They're probably the same damn problems. The parent thinks they're different,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So this is why I'm getting at it's so important. If you want to pursue that 50-year-old woman with spending money that can fork out $10,000 on a life coaching program or more, Bente, Lisa, everybody wants that woman as a client. I want that woman as a client. So the fact is that to get her as a client, you need to start your relationship with her by solving some super specific problems that she has and building that reputation of trust. Why would I fork over 10 grand to Lisa for coaching? Why would I do that? Because over the last 3 months, I bought a $5 program from her or a $5 ebook from her. I've sat on these particular things with her. I've now watched her social media profile. I've now gotten some private one-on-one free coaching when she offered that as a promotional thing for a week. Now I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a book already made called 7 Secrets of Success with Napoleon Hill or something like that. I can't remember the title, but that's already been sitting around for like a year.
Mhm.
So that's ready. And yeah, I can offer some free one-on-one coaching or a free group meeting to maybe to discuss the book that we're reading. Like,
Sure.
do you want to come on a live call with us and let's talk about this and get to know each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just as we wrap this up today, I'll get back to sort of what I'm going through for a moment, right? Vanilla ice cream is bland. Nobody goes out unless they're going to go, oh, I'm having apple pie and I need some vanilla ice cream. Nobody really goes to the grocery store and buys vanilla ice cream for the sake of having ice cream at night. They're not going to sit at home and turn on Gilmore Girls and eat a box of what? whatever the Ben and Jerry's vanilla ice cream. Correct, ladies?
Right.
It's not going to happen. But here's the thing. If someone was to come to me and say, Michael, you need to try this vanilla ice cream that we specifically, like this is vanilla ice cream that's really meant for people that have been through throat surgery, that are having trouble swallowing, right? To get some sugar and some energy back in their bodies. It's just vanilla damn ice cream. But now it's solving a specific problem. My situation is pretty unique. There's not a lot of people that go through what I've gone through, right? So to pull me out of the woodwork, for me to go buy that vanilla ice cream, they're going to have to market it specifically to my problems. And then they'd be selling that vanilla ice cream. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it's really specific. It's, what's in it for me
Always.
always.
Unfortunately, that's the way the human brain works until it
Okay.
switches. At some point, that changes. In almost all of us, we develop a long enough relationship with someone who we are watching or trusting or spending time with, and that changes. But initially, it's all about primal self-preservation. What's in this for me?
Mhm. Okay. Think about it. I'll, think about my different avatars, possibilities, and so see how I can think of what their problems could be.
Can I tell
And
you a 1 minute story?
yeah,
Not even. Okay, so it's on this line. So I've seen this product called Happy Mammoth, and it's basically hormone balancing for women in their late 40s, 50s. And I've seen it enough to remember it, but I'm not buying, I'm not
happy
furthering it.
mammoth.
But now Happy Mammoth is saying how it will get rid of your double chin, which for me, I want to do that, right? So I've seen Happy Mammoth all this time, but now they're saying, hey, get that stress chin, that cortisol. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, that's me, right? Now I'm going to buy it. But I've
Yeah.
seen it all along. It was always for my age of group of women. But
Mhm.
until they said, hey, that stress sitting in your face, we can help you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm in, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
It had to solve a specific problem.
yeah, yeah. I knew about them, but
Great
I wasn't
example.
buying, even though it was for me. Well, it would have helped me. But then when they hit that problem, I was like, yeah,
I'm stealing that story, Shannon.
okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I can sympathize with you, Michael, because Ed, he just had surgery a few days ago, and he can swallow, but he cannot chew at all anymore because he's all of his molars have been taken out. So he's got none left.
Ouch.
So the challenge is getting the right foods with enough nutrition. So yeah. And boy, is that ever a challenge.
Yeah, I've been on Nestle Boost's meal replacement. You can only buy them through Amazon for 8 weeks, I guess.
But do you feel good after you have it?
Oh, hell no.
See, so that is actually then if somebody could solve that problem, still you're consuming something, but then you feel good after, right? I wish I had the
Yeah.
answer, but but
I
that's
mean,
how
for me, the radiation burns through my throat were, bad enough that you don't really want to consume,
okay.
right? So the desire to that's why I lost 32 pounds or something like that. Your body's busy using every calorie it could find to fight the radiation and the chemotherapy, along with just, running your organs. So I operated, I would say, probably in a 2,500 calorie deficit for
Ooh,
2 straight weeks, I would think,
yeah.
I'm so
in the latter part of the treatment.
I'm so impressed. My
Oh,
goodness.
don't be bent.
No, I'm in my mind. I have my sister's story. She's highly allergic, or not allergic. Um,
Oh, she's asthmatic and stuff. Yes. You tell me
yeah,
that.
she has no smell and no taste. And I invited her for dinner, and I didn't think.
Mm.
Suddenly, I was in this making brown stew. I thought that was so good, and with ketchup and whatever. And so I served that for her, and she looked at me and she said, "Do you know what? That color reminds me of the taste of every food I have.
Hmm.
Remember, please, Bente, to make them colorful. Whatever food you make to me, colorful and different taste, chewing. You know, the
Hmm.
crunchy and whatever." And
Yeah.
then I always remember that. Mm.
Yeah. When you, I mean, I'm not interested in eating anything right now because I have no sense of taste, right? Although I'm starting to taste sweet things again, which is interesting. So it's
Mm.
progress. Okay. So did everybody get some good value out of today?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank
Good.
you.
My voice held up better than I thought it would, so that's good. Okay, excellent, you guys. And then Shanna, you and I are chatting tomorrow.
Oh, she's frozen.
Oh, she's frozen, yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. I hope that was valuable.
Thanks,
I didn't
Michael.
mean to be too pushy on the ideal client stuff, but it's so important for you guys to have the success that you want.
Yeah, no, it's good. I thank you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent. All right. Lots of love, you
Okay,
guys.
see you. Take
Okay,
care.
ciao for now.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.